What's up, y'all? Welcome to another video on my channel. Hope you're doing well. And I know I'm always late when it comes to bringing up topics like this. I always want to take my time with stuff. Keith Lee came to Atlanta and he kicked down buildings unintentionally, like Snoop Dogg did in the New York video. It brought up a lot of very interesting conversations about Atlanta, the culture in Atlanta, the people in Atlanta, restaurants in Atlanta. I don't think Keith Lee was wrong in anything that he did or the way that he operated. He was doing what he just normally does. It's just that Atlanta is different. Atlanta culture is different for good and for bad. So I'm not speaking on Keith and what he was doing. I'm more so speaking on the reactions afterwards. One of the more interesting takes that I saw was from FD Signifier. He talked about Atlanta culture and the issue that Keith Lee showed as far as Atlanta culture and black capitalism within Atlanta, celebrity within Atlanta. I don't disagree with a lot of what he said. I think one of the things that creates an issue is outside of him, I think there's a lot of people who are talking about accountability for black folks and black businesses, and they don't really want accountability. They just want to knock black people and black businesses. That's not to say that some of these businesses do not need to be held accountable for their practices, customer service in general. I think there does need to be accountability. It's not about accountability for people. They're just looking for a reason to knock black people. With FD Signifier, he talked about culture and black capitalism and celebrity. I do agree with what he was saying. I just think that there should be a caveat. To me, being from Atlanta, born and raised in Atlanta, I think that Atlanta has always had a sense of celebrity, but one of the things that shifted is that there have been great migrations into Atlanta. And I believe that a lot of the migrations into Atlanta caused a shift in the culture and the way in which we view celebrity. Now, I'm not going to say that Atlanta didn't have a bad idea of what it was previously or there weren't bad things that happened. Even before social media became what it is and people use it the way they use it now, Atlanta has always had local celebrities, neighborhood celebrities, people that, like I said, were celebrities. They were institutions that were statues in their neighborhoods. I'm not talking about like your T.I.s, your Andres, your Jermaine Dupri's, your TLC's. I'm talking about like actual neighborhood celebrities, like the Package Man. Before the internet exploded and became what it was, the Package Man was an institution on Moreland and Briarcliff. He would just stand out there. He was a local celebrity. There has always been an idea of celebrity or a way that celebrity is kind of handling land. I mean, there could be times where you could just be out randomly and you could come across some random celebrity. I remember my mom took me to a Mother's Day brunch at the Ritz and the Bulls team was there. So we randomly saw the Bulls. I remember going to Johnny Rockets downtown and randomly seeing Evander Holyfield. So you would always run into a celebrity and there was always like local celebrities. How many celebrities existed at 5 Points? How many celebrities existed on MARTA in general? There were random people that were celebrities. The great migrations in Atlanta changed the concepts of celebrity. I believe Atlanta also gave people experiences in which it made them feel like they were actual celebrities. I remember going to Mix, the one in Decatur, as a kid. I would just order chicken fingers. That was the thing I ordered most of the time when I was there was chicken fingers. You couldn't have told me these weren't the best chicken fingers in the world. And like I wasn't a celebrity going to these places. You get celebrity experiences within Atlanta. Maybe that created like this ideal or built up a lot of people's minds so that when social media finally exploded, it like exploded the idea that everyone in Atlanta is a celebrity and everyone's trying to be a celebrity. I still think that that idea was changed and was shifted because of a lot of the transients that came to Atlanta. How many young Atlanta kids felt like they were celebrity because of the field trips they went on to? You guys remember going to Sidetrack or the Atlanta Center for Puppetry Arts? Did those field trips not make you feel like you were a celebrity? Like you were big time, like you were a big deal because you got to go to these places. Those are the experiences that I'm talking about. Going back to it, I'm not disagreeing, trying to debate with, or trying to knock FD Signifier's position of Atlanta culture and Atlanta capitalism. But I do believe that if we're going to have conversations about the culture and the way that the culture is shaped and how it is looking, and also black capitalism in Atlanta, we also have to have a conversation about the great migrations and the transients that have come to Atlanta and shifted the culture and changed the culture and made the culture what it is. You could even talk about the crime in Atlanta, and there's always been crime in Atlanta. There's no knocking that. We had neighborhoods in Atlanta that were considered the most dangerous in the country, but I still believe that there has been a complete shift in the way in which crime exists within the city of Atlanta from, let's say, even 15 years ago to where it is now. And this is because of shifts from people coming into Atlanta, from the 1996 Olympics after that, to some of the great migrations that happened in 2010 and beyond, and even the great migrations that happened during the pandemic. Those have changed things in the way in which things exist in Atlanta, the culture, the capitalism, everything. So if we're going to have conversations about culture in Atlanta, we also need to talk about these great migrations that occurred in Atlanta. These are my personal thoughts. These are my personal opinions. What do you think about what happened when Keith Lee went to Atlanta?